Hello, everybody. I am Lori Cooch. Sorry, I have a cold. And welcome back to another Makers with Heart video series. This month, we are all choosing one of the specialty papers. And if you haven't watched the others yet, go ahead and go click on over to my playlist. Find the Makers with Heart playlist. And you can go through those. Each day there's going to be another video released there for, I think, 6 days. I'm not sure, you guys. I'm so sorry. Pretty sure it's 7. And we're going to release these every month. You will also find links to the videos in the section below on my video here, so those will be there as well. I chose the glitter paper, and if you have followed me at all, you know I love all things glittery and especially pink. So we're going to go over some of the aspects of our glitter paper, and we're going to make a card project. So our current colors are Ballerina, and isn't that so cute? Sapphire, and I just love the richness of that blue. Scarlet, you can see I've used this one quite a bit. Desert Rose, and Evergreen, and I am down to this little square of Evergreen, and so that is what we're going to use today. Did not realize I was out, but I will have to order some more. So some of the benefits of our cardstock is it'll fold really easy. I don't have a project right here in front of me that I have folded, but if you use a scoring tool, it will fold and not crack. The double wheel on your Cricut, it works really well too. So you can use different scoring tools if you have those, or just even a bone folder. You'll see it doesn't come off. It's not going to like leave glitter all over your workspace or your other projects, or where you don't necessarily want glitter. This glitter paper has all sorts of glitter and bling to it, but it doesn't make a mess. And I'm going to show you on the others as well. So even on the Ballerina, you're good. It's not flaking off everywhere. So I really love the Close to My Heart glitter paper, better than any of the others on the market. I've tried quite a few, and I always come back to the Close to My Heart glitter because it always just seems to work perfectly for what my needs are. So move those out of the way. The first thing I'm going to do is bring out the pieces I'm going to need for my card project. I have the card base and envelope, which there'll be links to all of this stuff below. I have cut 3 pieces of different papers. I have our Evergreen cardstock. I have a piece of, looks like French vanilla cardstock, and then a piece of the Evergreen glitter cardstock at just over 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. You'll see it's just a little bit bigger than their card base, and that is perfect. We're going to use, this is an older thin cut set. They are still available. They are limited quantities right now because they are older. So it's just kind of a while supplies last. But I just love the elegance of this thin cut set and how intricate it cuts. So we're going to cut those. It's a 3-piece set. So get those out. And so our card is going to be three layers. And I used this at one of my make and takes at one of my crops, and everybody just loved it. So if you don't already have this thin cut die, after you see it today, I'm pretty sure you're going to want it. Like I said, it is while supplies last, and it says low quantity. excuse me, it is item number Z, like zebra 3778, but I will put a link to it below. I'm also going to be using the Stampin' Thin Cuts set out of the Full Bloom Card Making workshop. I'm only going to be using a stamp, and we're going to use Smiles and Hugs, and we're going to put that on the front of our card. So let's get started. The first layer we're going to do is going to be the back layer, and that is going to be with this die here, and it looks like I've got something stuck in there. We don't want that. So this is going to be our glitter layer at the way back of our layered pieces. So I'm going to grab my Big Shot. And I think you're just going to be so impressed with how intricate these cuts are that you're just going to love it as much as I do. So I'm going to cut the glitter piece. And I'm going to tape it down so that it doesn't move around. Get some more washi here. Now the washi is not going to affect your, I need a new piece, your cut at all. It's just going to hold it so when we put the top on, it doesn't move and get off of where we want it to cut. Okay, now I'm going to just run this through. It's going to creak, it's going to pop, it's going to make all kinds of noises, and that is fine. Now, as I said, this is a very intricate cut, so we're going to have to pop out some pieces. I just used my Cricut tool for that. And they just pop right out. So this card is going to take a little bit longer because of all the intricate pieces, but trust me, it is worth it. And this is like our cardstock, our glitter cardstock. It just cuts so smoothly. Nothing's tearing, nothing's sticking up. And there we go. So I got all the pieces out. There's our first cut. I'm going to set that off to the side. Get rid of all of our little fuzzies. Now the second piece of our cut is going to be the middle one. We're going to do that in the French vanilla. I'm going to tape it down as well. You'll see this one has some bigger little holes, not holes, but designs, bigger pieces to the design. I'm going to run this through. And this one's stuck to the die. That's okay. Took most of the pieces with it. So where'd I put my little poker? Just got a couple of little tiny pieces that didn't pop out automatically. So there's our second layer. I love this thin cut. And then the third piece, I'm going to use the this out of the way. The third piece of our die, and I'm going to put that on evergreen cardstock. And if you know, our cardstock is double-sided, so we have a light side and a dark side, and I think I'm gonna go with the dark side. If you don't have a Big Shot or a Cuddle Bug, close to my heart now offers a die cutting machine as well. So if you don't have one, it's an easy way, and I did not line this up right, to use these thin cuts. In fact, it's the only way to use these thin cuts. Okay. Okay. Just gonna pop these all out. Now this one is not as thick, and it, you know what? It didn't cut all the way through on some of these. It doesn't look like. So I should have kept going through it. So we're just gonna grab another piece. And I know why that happened. So let me grab another piece of evergreen. And cut it. Okay, so give me just a second and I will explain. So I'm not going to delete this out so that you can see that even people who make videos make mistakes. So you'll see this didn't cut all the way through. It kind of did, not completely. And I'll show you why. See how our our plates, they get warped and they get bent, and it happens, and it's just a fact of being a crafter. That's what happens. So that pressure point on the warp of it can help cut. And so when you've got your plates and they are warped the other direction, you can see how mine is kind of curving this way. I want to make sure that I put that pressure, how do I want to do this? I'm going to put this plate on the bottom so that I get this extra oomph pressure here. Oh, and I just untaped my thing. So that can always help make sure you get good cuts, because if you have a dip underneath, you're not going to get that pressure that you need to undo those. And now I'm going to put this one on top, and we're going to just run it through again so that it gets full pressure. You can hear it, it's cutting now. And if you're unsure, run it through several times. And I can see now that it did cut. So just always watch the placement of your mats and where the warping is, and it's totally natural that they warp, and it will help assist in your cut. Now this one has some littler, more delicate pieces to it that I'm going to need to pop out. I'm so sorry, I got a phone call and it stopped the recording. But here is the piece that we just cut. So now we have our 3 pieces of our card. Isn't that beautiful? So I'm going to get the big shot out of the way and get rid of all of our pieces. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp the Smiles and Hugs sentiment on a piece of the French Vanilla cardstock. You guys, I am so sorry. I am not feeling well still, and my brain just gets scattered. I'm going to kind of stamp it in the middle because I'm going to make a little tag out of it. Not a tag. You'll see what I'm talking about because I clearly don't know how to say it. And I'm going to take my cutter and I'm going to trim this down so that I have like equal white on the top and the bottom. So I need to trim off a little bit off of the bottom now. And then I'm going to just take my scissors and I'm going to dovetail it. That's the word I'm looking for. And now the next thing I'm going to do is I want to mount this on a piece of the evergreen cardstock. So I'm going to measure how wide this is. And it is 3/4 of an inch. So I'm going to go 4 inches. I'm not sorry, not 4 inches, 1 inch wide. And I'm going to oh, you know what I didn't do? That's all right. I will get a bigger piece of, you guys, I screw things up all the time. So I'm going to cut this piece at 1 inch. It's going to be way too long. It's okay. Ow. And then this piece from tip to tip is 3 inches. So I'm going to cut this at 3 1/4 inches. Now I'm going to mount it on there. So we're going to have a border all the way around it. Nope. Okay, now it is time to start assembling our card. It's going to get a little tricky because all these little pieces, you can't always get your tape runner in there, so you're going to want to use some liquid glue. But on the bigger pieces, it's totally easy to do that. So I'm going to just stick some adhesive on the back of this and stick it on my card front. Let's see if I get some everywhere to hold it down. And then the white piece, wow, it's French vanilla, sorry. Again, it's a little easier because it's still got some wide pieces. We can get some tape runner in there or adhesive of any kind you want. If you have a liquid adhesive, that works fine too. Liquid glass works wonderful. Our glue pens work. Anything you have. You just don't want to get it in the holes, like I just did right there. So I'm going to just fold that over. I'm going to set that on top. And now this piece is a little trickier because it is smaller. This is what I'm talking about. You'll probably want some sort of liquid glue. Just going to grab my go-to glue. Find a piece of scratch paper to make sure it's going out. Sometimes it gets stuck in there and I have to clean it out. So who's watching? I'm filming this on Super Bowl Sunday. Anybody watching the game? Clearly I'm not. Okay, come on. Here it comes. Maybe. I need to clean the tip of my glue. Okay. So I'm just going to stick some dots of glue on here in random places. It will dry clear. I'm not squeezing, it's just blobbing out. Try and get around the edges so that we have it flat. Just kind of making sure I have it everywhere it needs to be. And then I'm going to just place it on the top. I got some glue squirting out places, and that is perfectly fine. It will dry clear. I'm just going to let it sit there for a second. And then put the lid on this. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some embellishment. Give me a second to find which folder I have it in. Oh, what the heck? Those are embossing folders. Embossing folders. Where did I put? I'm losing it, guys. Okay, I had a moment. I could not find my embellishing thread, but here it is. So I'm just going to take some of that off. I'm not even measuring it. And then I'm going to take some foam tape, some puffy tape off of some of our leftover shaker die. I love these. They're pre-cut. They just peel right off. And I'm going to put those on the back of our sentiment. And I'm going to put a little extra because I'm going to stick the embellishing thread on that too. Come on. Guys, I should just be in bed. I can't really do much today. I'm not having good luck. So now we have to decide, do we want our card to open this way or this way? I think I want this way. So I'm going to just loop our embellishing thread around my fingers a couple times. And fan it out so that it sticks out at random places. And I'm sticking it to that foam tape. And then I'm going to stick that just on our card front. I like it in the middle, maybe like right here. So it sticks up. We have a little bit of silver thread there on top of our glitter. This still needs to dry, but that's it. That is how I used the glitter cardstock. And again, this die is very limited. It even says low quantity. So if you want this die, don't wait. It's been around a while, but everybody I've showed it to just falls in love with it. So there you go. Thanks for watching. Be sure and check out all the other Makers with Heart videos for the specialty paper this month. There's, I think it was Katie did some really cool stuff with vellum, and I'm not sure on that one. So again, my brain is muddled and I'm on medicine. So don't quote me that it was Katie, but the ones that I've already seen, they are fantastic. This group of women, so creative, and I'm just lucky I get to be associated with them. So check them all out. There will be links down below if you like this video and would like to come back when I'm not sick and brain fried. Please click the subscribe button and you will get a notification each time I post a new video, and you can then come back and watch that. So thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you soon.